What's going on, Falcon fan? This is Ricondo, a real Falcon fan, coming back at you with another video. So today I'm gonna talk to you guys about a little Falcon news, and then I'm gonna talk to you about my expectations um, for the entire season for our Atlanta Falcons. Before the season starts. So just let you know what I think about um, what I think we can do. Um, I'm not gonna give a prediction, win for win or loss. But I'll just tell you what I think at the end of the year, where I think we're going to be. So that's where we're going to go. Before we get into the video, though, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping another video. And go ahead and share my video throughout the YouTube universe, so all other you know Falcon fans can come and give me their thoughts on our team this year, throughout the year. I think it's gonna be an exciting year for us. So um, and I just want to share it with everybody. My first time doing something like this, and it could be a special year all the way around for Atlanta Falcon fans. So let's do this. So starting off with the news today. Of course, everybody, if you haven't heard that the Falcons restructured Deion Jones' contract again, clearing up some more cap space. According to Over the Cap, they got about $3 million. I think that $3 million just in case we need to sign somebody that one of our players get injured or something. You always want to go in the season with a little buffer, money on the cap in case you have to bring somebody in case of a season-ending injury or something like that. Of course, that's why you build your depth throughout training camp, through the off season, and make sure you'll have somebody, the next man up mentality. But if you need to bring in somebody, you always want to have that, that extra little salary cap cushion going into the beginning of the season. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they actually, end up doing with Deion Jones. Of course, they got a 4-year Olakun coming up for a new contract. We got Grady Jarrett probably need an extension coming up. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Matt Ryan's contract because his cap hit is going to be like $40-some million next year. So it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to do with all these guys. It might have a lot to do with what we do this season, as a team, but it's going to be very interesting to see. So that's with that. We also another transaction. We signed Fry on the kicker onto the practice squad. It's good to have somebody like that. He was with the Falcons last year. He actually kicked in a couple of games last year. So bringing him in just in case, especially in these COVID times, to be a fill in if something happened to Young Wei Koo. He also can punt, so he can do punt and kick field goals. So that's one good thing. We have Elliott Fry. Signing him, I think that's good. Of course, we talked about that. It's going to be a fluid roster, especially on that practice squad. Seems like they keep moving players back and forth on the practice squad. Trying to find the best talent we can. And if you're on the practice squad, it's pretty much saying that they believe they seen something in you, got some potential to be a asset to the team. So that's why you're in the practice squad, and so we're gonna see that roster move back and forth all season. I can see that some guys might be even put on the active roster sometime this year. So we're gonna see that on the practice squad. Um, so that's just some of the couple of moves they made. You know, before the beginning of the season, and then last thing they did put out their injury report. And one good thing about that, it was no one on the injury report, which is awesome. All the talk about the starters playing doing preseason, and one of my major concerns that I felt like the biggest thing for us was to come to the season healthy, and I think we did that. So that's good. I don't know if I ever seen. I can't remember. I'm not sure what the injury report was like last year, but coming into the season and nobody's on the injury report. That's awesome for our team. So it looks like we're going to come in, hit the ground running. I'm pretty sure, um, nobody's probably 100% because of already going through the off season, going through training camp. But just to saying that nobody's on injury report, that is big for us. So that's just some little Atlanta Falcon news to start off the video. Okay, now let's get into my expectations. I already gave what I thought about the first game of the season, the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think that like I said, if we can start off fast, we can hit the running game, get our running game going, and we can put some points on the board in the red zone. From an offensive standpoint, I think that's going to bode well for us. Defense, if we can don't let the young quarterback Jalen Hurts get comfortable, get off the field on third downs, and get some turnovers out there. I think that'd be awesome for us as well. So that's just some of the things. And then in special teams, make sure that we control the field position, and that's what we want to do. So if we do all those things, like my prediction, I did make a prediction for this game. I said we can put up about 35 points. Um, we could hold those guys to about 14. That's just wishful thinking, of course. Like I said, we haven't seen none of these guys. I do believe in our defense of head coach. So the scheme, I think it's going to be a whole lot better this year. I think he's going to have these guys ready to go. And I think he's going to create a lot of confusion for that young quarterback and his offensive line. So, I mean, the way I look at it, the whole freaking game could be unscattered looks because since they're a new regime, we're a new regime. We didn't even play none of our starters in preseason, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how we come out. I hope we come out in the ground hard. I'm really excited about this game Sunday. So that's what I think about the Eagles. But let's go through the rest of the other 16 games real quick. The way I looked at this, I started to do a prediction for the season. When I thought about it, but when I started looking at the schedule, um, it was really hard for me to say that the Falcons was going to lose. Like I can just say that's an automatic loss. So I didn't really want to do a prediction because when I did it, I had us losing 4 games. So honestly, I can't see us going 13-4. So that's why I didn't want to do a prediction because I thought that was kind of high on us. But then I couldn't see where I felt like it was a definite loss as well. So um, that's why I just think I didn't want to do a pick. But what I really based my my expectations was who we're playing. Of course, we have a week schedule, strength of schedule this year because we was last in our division, so we got one of the weakest schedules in the league, of course, and so that I based it off, and then I thought about who we was playing, and for the most part, we're playing a lot of young quarterbacks. So just think about that. We're playing a lot of young quarterbacks. Um, And so, of course, we got Jalen Hurts that first game. Then we get the GOAT, Tom Brady. I hate to say that because we get him the second game. But that's a division game. So when we think about division games, we know them, they know us. So division games are always tough. If you think about when Tom Brady always played the Miami Dolphins, that was some of his toughest games in the division. No matter who was the quarterback, whatever, just because you play them twice a year, it's a division game. So yes, the Bucks is defending Super Bowl champions. They looked great last night, even with all those turnovers. They still looked great, and I still think it's going to be a tough, competitive fought game between us and them in week 2. Then we play the Giants. They got a young quarterback. A young quarterback, Daniel Jones, still improving. Of course, and if you think about it, like guys, the first 4 games we're going to play has got great defensive line. So Matt Ryan's no stranger to playing tough defensive lines. He done played all these teams before with these fun to off defensive lines. So um, I'm not really worried about the defensive lines so much. Like I said, I'm thinking about our defense going up against their offense. And when I think about that, I think about the quarterbacks that we're going to play. So playing the Giants, Daniel Jones, unproven quarterback. Of course, Saquon Barkley coming back. They went and got a number 1 receiver that's going to be ready to help them out. So it's going to be tough, but I still believe that Dean P is going to be able to scheme up something with our defense to get those guys trouble on their offense. After that, we played the Washington football team. Of course, they got Ryan Fitzmagic out there, a journeyman. He up and down. You never know what you're going to get out of him. But I still think that we got a good chance to win that game. We're playing that game at home, so we just got to see what Brian Fitzpatrick gonna be able to do against Dean Pease. I don't think we can. We're gonna show him anything he's never seen before. He's been in the league a long time, so. But I still believe that we still, like I said, got a chance to win that game. Then we play the Jets. The Jets, another young quarterback, and Zach Wilson. So once again, um, he's definitely going to see things he never seen. Uh, hopefully, hopefully for him, by week 5, the game slowed down a little bit. He might be a little bit more under control, but it's still going to be just his 5th start NFL in NFL, so it's going to be all new to him. Then we got the Miami Dolphins, um, another young quarterback, Tua. So, like I said, you see the trend here. Like I said, when I'm looking at the games, I'm looking at the quarterbacks, and I see young quarterbacks, and I look at our defensive coordinator who been in the league, been coaching football over 40 years, that experience, and these young quarterbacks, he's definitely going to get them something they never seen before. And if our guys could execute, the game plan, I think we bode well in a lot of these games. So Tua, think about Tua. He wasn't even voted the captain on his own team, and he's starting quarterback. That means I don't know how much faith they actually have in him. So time gonna tell. I think he's really got to go out and prove himself this year. So he's could be pressing a little bit, especially depends on what their record be and when we get to that game. So after that, we got the Carolina Panthers, another division game that we're going to be playing. They got Sam Darnold, so think about that. Another young quarterback who just got traded, who his team gave up on him. Um, if everybody recall, he's the one that recall he was seeing ghost out on the field. So if we can hope we can try to make him see ghost again. So once again, look at the theme. A lot of young quarterbacks. After that, we got famous Jameis out in the Saints. It's the Saints game, right? So the Falcons against the Saints. We hate them, they hate us. So that's a toss-up game. Really, when we play the Saints, the records don't matter. It's us against them. It's gonna be a fight regardless. So it don't matter. James Winston's not a young quarterback, but he has had his times in the NFL. Where he couldn't not turn over the ball. So think about that. So maybe Sean Payton is the answer. We'll have to find out. But either way, we playing the Saints with the Falcons. Pick it. It's a pick 'em game. I always look at it when we playing the Saints. The next game is the Dan Quinn reunion with us. We're going to play the Cowboys. Their offense looked great last night. I won't lie. I really don't understand why Zeke Elliott only had 11 carries, but I guess that's their scheme. They're going to throw the ball around. Maybe they felt like they couldn't run against that Tampa Bay defense, but a little more balance. It was just kind of strange that they let Dak throw the ball over 40 times, and he was supposed to have a shoulder injury that he was recovering from. So I don't think that was smart. But once again, we saw what Dan Quinn did with his defense. They real competitive. They had 4 turnovers last night, but too many explosive plays that he gave up. Could have been more if some of the guys would have caught the ball. There was a lot of drops by Tom Brady receivers, and they had a lot of turnovers. So, that game technically could have been a blowout if you want to look at it. But so that's the Dan Quinn reunion. Then we got the New England Patriots coming Thursday night. One of our only primetime games that we got this year. Thursday night football. The Pats coming to town. It's another young quarterback, Mac Jones. So, of course, Bill Belichick is a great coach. It's gonna be interesting to see how we fare during that game. Then we got the Jags, Jacksonville Jaguars, another rookie quarterback. So if you just, I mean, that's like 5 or 6 young quarterbacks that we're going to face this year, and they're pros, we're pros, but that just goes to show that, I mean, they haven't seen a lot of professional football in their time, and they're going up against a pretty savvy defensive head coach. So we want to see how that goes. Then we go back to come back home to play the Buccaneers. Um, and like I said, that's a division game. Depends on how it's going to turn out. Everybody know when we played the Bucks last year at home, we actually played them pretty tough. We probably should have won that game, but seemed like we got away from what we was doing in that first half, and then went back to the old Dan Quinn special. Even though Dan Quinn was there, I think Raheem Morris and the defensive coordinator, they tried to switch it up a little bit, but it seemed like it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks. So went back to what we do best, and Tom Brady walked us down just like he did in the Super Bowl. Another division game in Carolina. So like I said, the division games, that's back-to-back division games. Hopefully we can at least split those games. Hopefully we can win both of them. We just have to see. When it comes to division games, I always feel like you always got a chance to win those. Then we go out to San Francisco. We're going to play the Niners. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback. It's going to be Trey Lance, or it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. So this is going to be very interesting to see who's going to be under the helmet. Could be. I think he had some packages for Trey Lance. So by that time, we could have a good idea of the film or the packages they're going to put in for Trey Lance, or Trey Lance going to actually take over that starting position if Jimmy Garoppolo either start off poorly or get injured, because his injury history is not real good in this league. So we have to see. Then we play the Lions at home again. We need to get our revenge on that. We should have won last year. Hopefully, we don't be in a position where we don't want our running back to actually score and get a ball back to the defense. Hope we don't have to make that decision and we just win the game right out. Of course, they got a new quarterback in Jared Goff, a Super Bowl quarterback. So he has seen some. He has had some experience in this league. So it's not one of the young quarterbacks that I'm thinking about. I think the Lions is more of a rebuild team. So I think we have a chance to win that. And then we're going up to Buffalo in the cold. It's going to be a real tough game. Buffalo, that defense is going to be coming. And like I said, it's going to be cold. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It's also going to be interesting to see where we at in the playoff picture at this time, because it's next to the last game of the season. Maybe we might have the playoff spot locked up, and this game won't really be that important to us. Let's hope. Let's hope. And then we're going to end the game up against the hated Saints at home. So, like I said, guys, just going through those 17 games, I could see us losing. That I can say, okay, I can see us losing that one. And I've seen that probably like maybe 4 or 5 times. I mean, if you think about that, and 4 or 5 times, so I'm saying we're gonna win 12 to 13 games. Then I say I sound like a Cowboys fan, right? Like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I'm not saying we're gonna. I just think that with the veteran quarterback that we got, with with the expectations we have for Mike's Arthur Smith offense, with the expectation that we have with Dean Pease defense, I feel like we got a chance to win a lot of these games. So my expectation was to be a playoff team. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know what the record's actually gonna be. I can see us losing some of these games. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we play well against all these young quarterbacks. I hate to lose to rookie quarterbacks. That's just me. I don't think these guys been in the league long enough to be able to pull off against a veteran defense. I know we have some young guys, but for the most part, we got a lot of old guys, older guys out there. We should be able to get the job done against a young rookie quarterback. So hopefully we could. That's going to help us our schedule. Um, with that being said, the strength of schedule, us being the playoff teams, we can't rest on our because of our schedule, and the strength was so weak. We can't think that if we make the playoffs, we need to be. I think Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot have the right idea to continue building this team, making it better. Um, now, if we was to go out and lose 13 of the 12 games, then um, all the expectation, all the optimism we had for this new regime, maybe everybody was right. Maybe we should have just tore it all down, traded Matt Ryan, traded Julio, and just started over from scratch. So hopefully that won't be the case. I don't think it's going to be the case. I think they're right where they need to be. I think we definitely going to have a successful season. Um, I don't know if we got what it takes to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think we definitely have what it takes to be very competitive and even, like I said, play for a playoff spot. So with that, guys, you guys let me know what y'all think. Let y'all know. Let me know if, when you're looking at this schedule, do you see where you say Atlanta does not have a chance to win that game? And when you're looking at the schedule, if you can pick more than 6 games, let me know which games that you feel like that we don't have a chance. Um, and then we can discuss that. But from what I've seen, looking at all these teams, I feel like you know any given Sunday we got a chance to win. And I mean you should feel that anyway. But definitely looking at this schedule this year, I feel like the Falcons have a great opportunity to actually play for one of those playoff spots. Um, I'm not gonna say win the division because, like I said, that Buccaneers team looked real good last night. It's gonna be tough to beat those guys. Carolina's is up and coming. Um, I love Matt Rule the way he's building his team. I think that in a couple of years they're gonna be an issue, especially if they get their quarterback situation, correct. And then the Saints, of course they lost a lot of people, but it is the Saints, so you still never want to let them out with Sean Payton, still coaching at the helm. So with that being said, um, I still think we're gonna be bound for at least a playoff spot, and if we do that, going from 4-12 to participating in the playoffs this year, and that's all we can ask for from our Falcon franchise. We know with the new regime. So, guys, that's all I got. You guys let me know what you think. Like I said, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. Please hit the notification bell. And please share my video with the rest of our beloved Falcon fans. And the Dirty Bird is back. Peace.